my God, you look just like Shakira. No, you're Catherine Zeta? Actually, my name's Jessie Vesper, and this is episode 16 of the Wig Alopecia podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really happy to see you. Yeah, I'm glad you're here. Guys, we've got a lot to talk about today. A lot has happened on the internet. A lot has happened in the music world. So this is going to be a very music heavy episode. Well, pause. It's actually going to be a heavy episode in general. I might have made that joke already because guess what, guys? None of my clothes fit me anymore. Oh my God. Let's have an outfit of the day, shall we? You can probably see that I have on my Let's Talk About Jesus shirt. Taco bout. I know. If you guys haven't seen the earlier episodes of the podcast, first of all, fake. You're fake. You're not subscribed. You don't have me in post notifications. You probably dislike every video. That's great for my mental health. But you guys might not know that I manifested this shirt, and I actually used to have a black version of this shirt many, many years ago that had a different taco, and I can't remember. I bought it on the internet, I think. But this shirt is super comfy. I just look rather large in it, but I look rather large in most things I wear these days. There's a party in the back, people. The Talk About Jesus shirt, thrifted from Goodwill. Loves it. We've got these jeans, also thrifted from Goodwill, which I also like, but I have to tell you, I didn't know, guys. These have a little hole in the pocket. I was bamboozled. And then, of course, I have on my Bakugo socks because I'm not wearing shoes. I'm not showing you guys all my shoes, okay? Do you guys wear shoes in your house? And I'm not talking about house shoes. I'm talking about shoes, like from outside to inside. That's not allowed in my house unless you're carrying in groceries and your shoes are kind of clean. And even then, change into some Crocs, okay? Put on some shoes that are like kind of more clean because you're not wearing street shoes in my freaking house and getting dirt everywhere. That's my thing. I can get dirt everywhere, you cannot. So take your shoes off. What the heck is wrong with you people? I also need to tell you guys that last night I had a weird dream about Hassan Piker, and it's not like that, you freaks. But I was dreaming about him, and it reminded me because I dreamed that I had lipstick all over my mic and he was coming over for a collaboration, which is never gonna happen, but he was in my dream, and I was embarrassed because my microphone had lipstick on it. But I'll have you guys know, there's no lipstick on it currently. But there might be by the end of this. So anyways, some of you may know this about me, but many years ago, I went to VidCon in Anaheim, California. And wow, that was a time in my life. If you met me during this period of my life, I'm sorry. Oh my God. The interview I did at VidCon, I don't even know who it was. I don't know where it aired, or I'm assuming it never aired because it was so bad. But if you ever see this, if you post that, oh my God. I did this like stupid interview, and like, I don't even remember what I said, but like whatever they said, they were like, you need to speak up. So I said like a bunch of things that I was like on my crap, no stuttering, like got through it. And then afterward, they're like, we didn't hear you. And I was like, oh, and then I had to redo the interview, and now I'd be like, no, I'm not redoing that. But I redid the freaking interview, and I stuttered a bunch, and it was really embarrassing because I was flustered. I was like, oh, I said all that, I nailed it, and then I didn't nail it. So I'm sure I said something controversial. So if that ever leaks, sorry. But also maybe it was iconic, so maybe I'm not sorry. If it leaks, I'll apologize. There were some very questionable fashion choices I made at VidCon that I probably won't talk about here. That could be a whole episode all its own, the VidCon episode. Let me know if you guys need the VidCon episode. Guys, when I was at VidCon, I also went to the Hollywood Boulevard because Hollywood Boulevard is so glamorized to us Midwestern girlies. And it's just like, Hollywood, LA, this lifestyle that can be lived, right? And I was all about it. In what year did I go? Hollywood Boulevard, guys, worst location for a vacation that I had ever been. Hollywood Boulevard is the worst place I've ever vacationed, and let me just tell you why. I went with a couple people I knew, actually quite a few friends. That's a whole nother story. Oh my God, save that for the VidCon episode for real. But like, I shared a hotel with like 5-6 individuals, and it was so fun. I love all these people, but oh my God, could I? Maybe I was the problem. I don't know. It was a lot. Wouldn't do it again. Usually I vacation with at least -1 person because I need to be, nobody needs to be there. I book the hotel and then I don't go because it's better that way. You know what I mean? Hollywood Boulevard, guys. I literally saw poop in a pizza box. Human feces in a pizza box. The unhoused crisis is awful in California, but it was really bad on Hollywood Boulevard. I was literally hate crimed with a friend, but all guys, so much happened on Hollywood Boulevard. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna stop teasing you. I'll stop teasing you and tell you one of my stories. So Hollywood Boulevard, right? There's lots of people that will dress as superheroes, like they're actors, right? They're aspiring actors, and their day job is walking around getting money and tips for photos by looking like celebrities. There's pretty much anyone from any kind of walk of life that you could expect to see and beyond. And every fictitious walk of life as well, because there's Spider-Man, there's gonna be Thor, there's gonna be Catwoman, like, there's gonna be all kinds of people, princesses. But there's also starving, aspiring artists and singers and rappers. So this guy, like, okay, so set the scene. I was a YouTuber. I had my little vlog camera. I was with my stupid friends, and I looked young and impressionable, probably, and fat, which I was all of those things. And this person comes up to me, and they're talking to me about YouTube. They're talking to me about music. They seemed really cool. I was like, oh my god. Networking. Let's network. I was in my networking vibe, okay? I was trying to make friends and, I don't know, find my producer on the street of Hollywood Boulevard, I guess. And I was talking to this guy, and then he was trying to give me a mixtape, and I was like, oh, I'll take that. Of course, I'd love to promote and listen to your record, because I was doing YouTube at the time, right? I thought I was a YouTuber. And guys, tell me why I take it from him. And he's like, okay, well, I asked for a tip of $15. I'm sorry. You ask me to listen to your music, take time out of my day to listen to your music, your potentially awful, unrelatable, terrible mixtape, and you want me to pay you $15? Now, everybody stop. Everybody calm down. This is not like I was like, hey, can I listen to your album? If I had said that, obviously, I would be more than willing to pay $15. But I was shook. I didn't even have cash. I had $5 in cash on me, because who carries cash? I don't. That, and I'm poor. And so I was like, I've got $5. And then he gave it to me anyways. And then, you know what? I took that CD home. I took my little plane ride home, and I never listened to it and ended up throwing it away, because I was like, it kind of made me mad. And also, I didn't have a CD player. So I was like, how am I supposed to listen to this? I did this burned CD, and I was like, okay, which I might admire the tenacity to go out and be like, this is my work, listen to it. But preying on a young, fat, wannabe YouTuber like myself? Like, how dare you? How dare you prey on me? Now I would be like, girl, I'm not doing that. I don't want to listen to your music. Because the world needs more positivity, and I like to manifest that and spread that into the world. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend Hollywood Boulevard. VidCon, maybe. I don't know what's going on there now. Hollywood Boulevard is not even good. And then once you've seen one star, it doesn't even matter if you see the stars of the celebrities you want to see, because it's like they're all the same. They're all the same. And it's so much walking. It's like, oh my God. We walked so far just so my friend could see RuPaul's Drag Race star. It wasn't worth it. There were a lot of really cool shops along the way, though, and cooking things. Anyways, speaking of being larger than life, how do you guys feel about jeans at the gym? I was talking to a guy. I've talked to a couple guys over the years, actually, that have this issue. And like a lot of guys, which it's fine. This is totally fine. I don't mind a gym picture, okay? I don't mind a gym picture on your profile, okay? But if you have multiple gym pictures, like more than 2 or 3, and they're kind of the same pose, red flag. But what's really a red flag, if in those 2 or 3 photos, you're wearing jeans. We're wearing jeans at the gym, people. That's what we're doing. We're wearing jeans at the gym.
You are being orally assaulted.
What about the swamp? What about the swamp, y'all? What about the swamp? I love Shrek, but I don't love the swamp. So what about the swamp, people? And what are Guys, why are we wearing jeans at the gym? Who's doing that? I am under the belief that like I can't go to the gym looking more bummy than this. I know I look a little bummy today. Okay, guys, I needed a break. Okay, I'm stressed. But I was like, why am I going to the gym in makeup and hair whenever and jeans apparently whenever I'm there to work out and sweat, right? I'm here to sweat it out. I'm doing my Pilates. I'm doing my jumping jacks. Like this is what I'm doing at home because I don't go to the gym. I do work out, but I don't go to the gym because the gym scares me, guys. As a trans person, this scares me because I'm like, what if I get hate crimed by a gym bro and I like it? Like, what if I like it? And then also, like, guys, I can't look like a 10 at the gym because I'm trying to look like a 10 at the gym by like working out, right? So I'm trying to get to 10, but like, I can't do that. I can't do that whenever I look bummy as frick. So what do you guys wear to the gym? And what's appropriate gym attire? Speaking of gym bros, these topics all kind of correlate in a weird way. The gym bro mindset, don't always love, but the gym bro aesthetic, I do kind of love because you know me, if you've watched one episode of this freaking podcast, you know that I enjoy a buff, hairy man, even a buff, smooth man. I enjoy a buff man, okay? Like, is that so wrong? Is that so wrong? God, Jesus, is that so wrong to like muscles? I'm not sorry about that. Maybe a little bit, but can I just say that I like the trad guy aesthetic?
Step back, I think I'm
Ew! Ew! No! Stop! Stop! Stop it, guys! Yeah, stop! I'm so sorry. I like the trad guy aesthetic in the sense that, like, mentality, no, thank you. But like, the beard, the muscles, the unkempt eyebrows, just a little bit. And that leads me to the next topic of hands-on prayer. Have you guys? Hey, let's talk about Jesus. In church, there were times where these guys, and I might have touched on this in an earlier episode, but like, I thought it was important to come full circle and talk about it again because guys, hands-on prayer hits different. So it was before I was out, guys. So set the scene. I was just like a little teenager. So cute, so supple. And we would have these youth leaders. We would have these like Sunday school teachers and whatnot. And there would be like these men's groups. These men's groups, right? That would pray with you, and they would like hands on. I'm talking like 2 hands on the shoulders. So there'd be like these big beefy like guys and daddies, like, and then like they'd be praying over the students. And I'm not saying anything weird was going on. I was probably weird for this, but the things it made me feel as a person in the closet, 2 big daddies on me putting their hands and praying over me. Guys, I couldn't control myself. I can't control myself. I literally was like, guys, I still think about it. It made an impression on my mind. Like, guys. Oh my goodness. These are like married trad guys. Like literally. And I miss them. And I'm going to hire them one day because I miss prayer group. That's what I'm trying to say. Woo! Guys, if any of you have been to church, please comment your relatable hands-on prayer stories down below if they're PG-13, because I know some people don't have good hands-on prayer experiences. Oh no, did I say that? Oh God. Guess what, gals? I've got some reactions today. Some memes. I'm gonna show you meme of the week first, because this thing, you know it's a reel. You already know it's a reel, guys. The reels are cracking me up lately. I can't help it.
I don't like gay people. I don't like Muslims. I don't like abortions. I don't like anything liberal. But other than that, I really like to get along with people.
But other than that, I really like to get along with people. Well, I can't say that this is me directly, but I can say that I know a few people. In fact, I work with a few people who are very much like this girl in the video. Guys, oh my God, like what even?
Someone really just returned a Bible. It even has maps in the back.
Just like warrior cats.
Abby, this is the Lord.
This is the Lord. Guys, I have to tell you about this Bible I found. I was working and I saw this Bible. I'm gonna see if I can find. I took a picture of it, I think, maybe, or I'll find a picture of it. But it's this like glitter rainbow. It's the Pride Bible edition. Honestly, I found this and I was like, wow, I really need this in my life because my Bible still has my dead name on it. So, though I do think I should mention that this Bible is kind of a testament to capitalized religion as a whole and is really part of the problem. But that's just me and my opinion. This is another wild one.
Like, I told her you were sleeping over, and then she's like, lesbian sex. I'm straight.
The clarification needed, people. I am shocked. I'm shocked. First of all, scene core, the scene girlies. This is how I thought I looked in my head, but I didn't. I'll have you guys know, I was so seen that when I left the house, sometimes I would spray dye my hair because I wasn't allowed to dye my hair. But in my head, I had this hair. Okay, in my head, I had this hair, but I really had this hair. This is the hair that I had. Not happy about it. Not thrilled about it, but it is what it is. Also, I remember being in the closet and needing to reaffirm that I was indeed heterosexual. And turns out I was right. I was just trans. The next thing I'm going to react to is Lady Gaga. Pause up because I love Lady Gaga, as you know. And if you don't know, go watch my other episodes because it's very apparent in them that I love Lady Gaga. But she always gives great advice. And I love her old interviews because her old interviews truly are just amazing. Not that her new ones aren't, but the way she had to fight with the people in the press, the men of the freaking press. It makes me mad because Gaga deserves so much better than what the world was giving her at the time. And she deserves better than what she gets now from people. People say some stupid stuff still, but I'm glad that she kind of curates the press that she takes, or like her team does, rather. But I need you guys to see this, okay?
I know how great my work is.
I love that.
It's not in a conceited way, and I want you encouraged to all live your lives in that way. When you do something great and somebody says, I like that, you should look at them and say, thank you. I worked very hard on it, and I know it's great. Because it's the only way that you really get that shareable sense of value in your life and that fame that has nothing to do with the cameras and being a celebrity. I couldn't give a damn about celebrities, but truthfully, if you don't honor your own work, you're nothing.
I love Lady Gaga. Rah, rah, Like, I freaking love her. Like, hello. What she has done for the LGBTQIAXYZ whatevers. Guys, what she's done for us as LGBT. Seriously. Like, oh my God. At the time of this, she's probably, 23 in this video? Like, her wisdom is beyond her years. I wish I was that smart at 23. Yeah, I was not. So I just encourage everyone to rewatch Lady Gaga interviews and really think about the things she has to say and think about her perspective on the world, and her whole art perspective is just so amazing. Truly a trailblazer, Miss Gaga, Miss Stephanie Germanotta. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you till the day I die. I love you. And then beyond, honestly. I'll find you in the next life. Since this is a variety show, we're going to get into the music segments of the show. And I told you guys it's a music-heavy episode. So, guys, weird songs of the week, weird music things of the week. I have a couple things to talk about here. I feel like I've been on a Kesha hate train, which is not true, and it's slander from you guys because I am just commenting on what is happening with Kesha these days. I love Kesha. I will die for Kesha. I love her so much. She is an icon, and I love so much of her music. I love everything she puts out to some degree, but of course I have favorites, right? That being said, wasn't really sure what was going on with the album covers or what she's been posting on Twitter. And then also, I'm a little confused about the Yippee-Ki-Yay single. I did listen to it. Why is T-Pain on it? I haven't thought about T-Pain since 2008. Is that bad? And I'm sure he's probably got this. I'm really just being a silly goober right now. So everybody, keep those hate comments. Stop those hate comments right now. I'm being a silly goober. But guys, the T-Pain slander that's about to come from me, like, I'm sure he has a very steady career. I'm sure he's been touring. I'm sure he's got albums out that I don't know about. I just haven't kept up with the T-Pains of it all, you know? And maybe that's my bad. Maybe L's in the chat for me, guys, because I mean, maybe so. Maybe I'm missing out on some good stuff. Should I listen to T-Pain's full body of work? You guys let me know in the comments. But I was just shocked by this because I didn't even realize they were friends, to be honest. But it was really an interesting song talking about Dollar Tree and whatnot, which of course, I actually got to go to Dollar Tree today. I've got to buy 4 cards, maybe 5 actually, 5 birthday cards, because everybody has a birthday in April apparently. What's that about, guys? Why is everybody's birthday in April? So I have to get a bunch of cards, but I love Dollar Tree is what I'm trying to say here. And that's really the moral of the story and why I'm bringing this song up in general. I listened to it 3 times. I haven't really deep dove the song too much, but I mean 3 times for like a casual listen is pretty good for me, I think. And of course I was like actually invested, right? I'm invested in the lyricism. I'm invested in the production. But guys, I can't say that I'm super impressed with the song. I'm just gonna say that. I think it's a hit. I'm gonna say that, but I can't say that I'm personally super impressed with the song. I feel like this has mainstream appeal, which of course is what people usually try to do with putting out a single, right? I think this has Midwestern, Middle America appeal. It's like, Kesha's back, guys, kind of vibes. And T-Pain kind of has that appeal at least with my experience with T-Pain, has that appeal as well. So that was one of the weird songs of the week. I am really excited for Cathedral because I know I've talked about this publicly before, but Kesha on her TED Talk did sing that live. And I'm very excited for the deep cuts on this album because I am a Kesha deep cut girl. I love deep cuts. I'm excited for this new project of hers, but so far I'm just like really confused. So I'm ready, I'm excited, but I'm sure I'll be eating my words in approximately, I don't know when it comes out. When does it come out? Does anybody know? Put it on the screen if you know. Another thing that is weird that I need to talk about is Melanie Martinez's Leeches video. So I need to talk about my experiences with Melanie Martinez real quickly. I'm just going to do a little run through. I'm an OG Melanie fan, okay? I'm talking since The Voice. I'm OG, original gangster. I was gonna say something ogre, but then I was like, I don't have 2 O's, so it can't be like original ogre. That would be OO. Silly. I've never met her, of course. I'm just talking about my experience as a fan. I've been around since The Voice. That's how I discovered her. And then the Dollhouse EP, of course, we know about that. Fan funded for the music video. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I was there. I was there, people. Yes, I was. I actually met one of my good friends at conversion camp, and he complimented my Melanie Martinez bracelet, and we've been friends ever since. So that was weird. But yeah, been a fan, and then there was like some scandals, and you know, everybody was like doing clearance merch at Hot Topic, and then I just would like to say though, that I am really confused by all these scandals, and from what I'm aware, like correct me if I'm wrong, but the timelines to the scandals don't add up. And then like I don't know, I that is not my tea to spill. That is none of my business, and I don't know. Like y'all be wanting to come for the girls and the gays for all their scandals, and then like also y'all aren't holding cisgendered heterosexual women accountable, specifically white ones. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not here. I'm not the law. Like, I'm not the law. I don't know what happened with that. I thought it was all fake is what I thought, but I don't know. Not my business. Not my business. No, no, no. Melanie Martinez music videos always impressed me, right? For the first album, Cry Baby, K through 12, the self-produced album. No, that's a lie. The self-directed music video story thing. I was up. I actually did a reaction to that, and I posted it many years ago. This was many years ago when it came out. Copyright stricken on YouTube by Melanie Martinez. Whatever record label copyright striked me. I was like, oh, all right. So it did get taken down. Shady. Very shady. I was just trying to promote, but that's why I had to pivot, guys. That's why we have a talk show now. That's why we have a talk show, okay? Because Melanie Martinez copyright striked me. That's the title. That should be the title of the video. Melanie Martinez copyright striked me. Stop. Oh my God, stop it. But yeah, the Leeches video, guys, I had high expectations because I had high expectations before for all of her previous music videos. The Crybaby alumni will always be my like tried and trues because they're just so iconic. she was all in for these videos, right? And then with K through 12, I was like, okay. But what portals could have been, guys, what portals could have been? What portals could have been to me, music video wise, could have been everything. I really enjoyed Portals. I should probably do a Portals album review, but I wasn't back online at that time. And I will say this album was very there for me, and I have been listening to the deluxe a lot fairly recently. I kind of go off and on it because I'm busy being depressed listening to other things. But at the time, I was busy being depressed listening to Portals. You see what I'm saying? So we've moved on, but I was stuck on Portals. So I was just really expecting a lot from the music videos for Portals, but can I say that I've been a little confused with the direction and a little underwhelmed, I will say. It's very interesting with the CGI because I think the CGI is really taking a long time to produce, and maybe that's why they're staggering the videos. Also, I think by staggering the videos, they give like, this is content you can post later and keep your relevancy, right? So I think that's why we're getting staggered videos. Not that Melanie Martinez is having a hard time with relevancy, but she knows the hunger of her fans that they have. Speaking of which, did you guys see the house tour? Oh my lordy, the house tour. I love her minimalistic aesthetic. It is everything. It is what I strive to have. The minimalism of that, just having emptiness for your own space and creativity, cultivation. Loves it. Loves it, loves it, loves it. I need it, but like Sonic the Hedgehog, right? That said, I was just really expecting more from what videos we've seen thus far. A lot of weird CGI. Leeches is one of my favorite songs, so I should say that first. But I did enjoy a lot of this video because it was a little comical. Like there's comedy in Melanie's work. We can all agree that I think. But I did enjoy the story, and like obviously the song is kind of about like people sucking you dry, right? Sucking the life out of you. And this was no different, and the leeches, it reminds me of toxic relationships I've had with people, that they're like sucking me dry. It's giving Lunchbox Friends. It's giving No More Suckers by Marina. The toxicity of a relationship, like sucking you dry till the very end and willing to take everything from you. Yeah, that's right. So I don't know, good acting. Well, there was a little acting moment that I might throw up on the screen here if I think I won't get copyright stricken again, but it was like a little like, okay, that's the reaction you're gonna have. So I don't know. I really am like, is this a push from the label? But then I looked, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I looked in the credits, and Miss Melanie Martinez was a director. Because I was wondering, like, is the label putting this out? Because if we all remember the Break the Ice music video with Britney Spears, the label put out the cartoon because Britney was not going to do the music video that was promised, right? She was protesting her conservatorship. Not that I think Melanie is in a conservatorship, but I was like kind of speculating. I was like, I wonder if she put that out, but then she did, allegedly. So I don't know. Interesting that she doesn't want to be in it. I know that she kind of has this whole new persona because she doesn't necessarily want to be recognized for her body and her face in her work. And that is interesting to me because like you want your work to like stand for itself. And I totally love that. I really do. So I don't know. I've been a fan of Melanie for a really long time, and I'm excited to see what she does next, especially musically, but I think it might be a while before we get another musical project because she is staggering these videos for so long. So interesting to see. Good things are probably coming. I don't really know. What did you guys think of the video? I like the little leech. He's so cute. Look at the little leech. Song of the week is Ice Peak Lord Forgive Me live, and you can find this on the YouTubes. It might be on the streaming platforms, but I saw it on the YouTubes because guess what? I have post notifications on, which you should have on for me. You should have it on for me so you can see me every week live. Coming to you live. Just kidding, I'm not live. I'm not even alive inside. I'm dead inside. Now you look like you feel on the inside. The imagery was really powerful, and the song and the vocals were super powerful as well. Of course, I love the makeup. I liked the acting. It was just really good. I highly suggest you guys listen to it. Very emotional as well, which you know me. Too emotional. Icon of the week this week is not me because I don't feel like an icon this week. I actually feel a little dead inside, a little botched, a lot botched actually, but that's okay. We're still icons at heart, right? I'll give icon of the week to you guys this week, but also to someone who actually is an icon, unlike some people. I might be getting her name wrong, so forgive me if I am because you guys know me and names, so we don't do well. But Bibia Frica is her name on Spotify. Jasmine Armani is her real name. And guys, first of all, can we just say that this woman is so beautiful, so stunning, so real. The realism, oh my Lord. I peeped her Instagram. Floored. But I did not peep her Instagram until I actually saw Aisha Erotica post about this like 2 days ago when I'm filming this. And she posted a little clip on her story of the Trackstar music video. Okay. So what do? When Aisha Erotica tells us to go listen to something, I go listen to it. Okay. Yes, I do. So I don't only listen to the song, I watch the music video. Holy is literally what I said. The words that came out of my mouth, I said, holy because I was floored by the visuals. First thing in, first few seconds in, floored on the ground, floored beneath the surface of the crust of the earth. I was floored, guys, because this song samples a very old classical song, and I'm probably not going to say it right, but Felice, however you say this. Do 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 do. Everybody knows that song. Okay, I've played it for recital back whenever I was a little girl playing piano for my church. So everybody knows the song, and every person that pretends to play piano knows the song. Okay, that said, it is sampled on Trackstar. Okay, and the visuals in this music video, I was floored by the production of this. Okay, I was floored by the visuals, and I was floored by the stylistic choice of how I guess it could probably be defined as rap, but it was like almost ASMR-y, and I loved it. Who else is doing this? Hello? Who else is doing this? I don't know. The visuals, guys, the body types, everybody like kind of looked like her, which was iconic, of course, but they had like different body types, and like there was working out being done, and like the body oil, oh my god, the body highlights, oh my god, guys, freaking everything. I don't really know these producers, but I did look at the production because I wanted to see who was all on it. But Hudat, which Hudat, that's such a good name. That should be my name. Like, that is so freaking good. And Miles Williams, who should not be confused with Miles Prower. Okay, so that's the production on the track, and I like, even if you don't want to listen to the song and don't like the song, you guys definitely need to see the video. The video was everything to me, and I'm expecting great things from this person. Yes, I am. I'm going to wind down the podcast now because it's time to talk. I'm going to get a little serious probably, and I'm going to try not to get emotional, but I can make no promises here because this is a really heavy topic for me, and you guys will understand why, hopefully, once I ramble through it and explain it to you guys. But Linkin Park was so influential to my early teen years, and honestly, my early life as a whole, because their music was so powerful. And imagine the days like iPod classics, guys, you're listening to that, you're listening to CD players. Like, it was a different time for me, and my house like also didn't always have the most upgraded tech. Like, my mom's had a boob tube for like my whole life, right? So we always had like really older technology in comparison to a lot of people during the current times. And so that really changed how I listened to music at the time, right? And I really loved Chester's voice. I love all the members of Linkin Park, but Chester was such a powerful, emotional singer, and the lyricism on their albums, like I'm talking about Minutes to Midnight, I'm talking about 1,000 Suns, I'm talking about Living Things. Those 3 albums, and of course all their other work, but those 3 albums specifically are some of my favorite albums of all time, and they are so powerful, and they were so influential to my early life. And I just need to say that before Chester passed away, like I listened to Linkin Park all the freaking time, like several times a week. Like, it wasn't just those albums, it was like all their work. And whenever Chester passed away, I stopped listening to Linkin Park because it was so hard to listen to somebody that had such an emotional connection to my heart, body, soul, and mind, because a lot of his music was very lyrically and emotionally driven about, deeper struggles with mental health, or even perhaps darker thoughts, if you catch my drift. I don't want to say words here that are going to get me blacklisted from the algorithm as I'm in tears. But it was really hard. That was the first time a celebrity passed away, a person passed away that I didn't know, that it made me emotional to the point of tears, and I felt like I lost a part of my soul a little bit there because it was so hard. Um, Whenever you kind of share those deeper deeper lyrics, those deeper moments, those deeper feelings through music with an artist, you have like a parasocial relationship, right? To some degree, I would argue. And for me, I felt like I knew him because I listened to his work so often. And so I stopped listening to Linkin Park, and it wasn't something that I meant to try and do, but I did because I couldn't revisit the music because it was so painful. It was so painful. It was so painful. I felt so betrayed too. And I'm sure I can't be alone in feeling this way. And it might be selfish of me to even say this, but I felt betrayed because it was like somebody was saying, keep living, keep going, keep fighting, you are enough vibes, right? And then they're just gone by the very thing that they were telling you not to do. And for me, that was really hard. And that's not the sole reason, but just those thoughts would come back, if I started listening. So for a long time, I couldn't listen. My sister actually alerted me to the Emptiness Machine single and the new album. And whenever it came out, I didn't even know. I was like, oh, they're getting a new lead singer. Like, that's really weird. Like, I didn't know anything about it. And I really hadn't followed, the band anymore because I was just, I was devastated, and I kind of put that out of my mind to be able to heal, and I think a lot of people probably did because it was probably I didn't know this person. I didn't know Chester. So, and it was hard for me. I can only imagine who his friends and family and bandmates, were going through because that would be horrible. That's so horrible, So my sister sent me the Emptiness Machine single, I believe was the first thing was getting me back into Linkin Park, right? And she said they have a new lead singer. I didn't know. I knew nothing about her. I didn't even know that she was a she. So I listened to the song, and my first thought was, wow, he sounds like Calvin Quinn. And because I didn't know. And I texted my sister that, and she said, well, she. And I was like, how sexist of me. How freaking sexist of me to assume that the lead singer had to be a man. And also, it's a little hard to tell these days. Not that I know anything about that. But guys, I was so shook. And the emptiness machine, I listened to 3 times. I listened to it on my flight back from California, my last flight back from Cali. And I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, this is really, really good. And then later I listened to the whole album, and I have not deep dived the album because, guys, I'm stuck on the Emptiness Machine right now because I relapsed on it. After my sister and I had this conversation, I started hearing more hype in the real world about Linkin Park, which was interesting to me because I talk about things with you guys, of course, 'cause we're close like that. But in the real world, there's a few bands that permeate my sphere of pop culture, right? That I'll hear people talk about. And Linkin Park is one of those bands and always has been because they have such a mainstream appeal. And I was hearing people at my job specifically be really sexist about the new lead singer, which I just told you about my sexist assumptions. I was like, oh my God, these people aren't liking her because she's a woman. It's not that she's not talented. It's not that she's not sounding amazing. It's because she's a woman. And I thought deeply about that because I heard they were all men who said this, that they really just didn't like her or the new music because of that. And I would like just to say that I've only listened to the new album twice, and I'm going to deep dive it later. And if you guys want or need an album review, please let me know and I'll give that to you. But I have been listening start to finish to the whole body of work because, guys, I always joke and say I'm not strong enough to listen to things, but in this case, for a really long time, I was not strong enough and I couldn't revisit those songs. And occasionally I would hear Numb or something like that on the radio or in public, and it didn't move me to tears or anything because for me, like I said earlier, the deep cuts, it's always the deep cuts that get me. But it's been really hard to re-listen, but it's been something that I think I've worked through a lot of my own personal traumas, revisiting that music, and I think that's really, really awesome. But I realize that my sexist ideologies that I'm trying to unlearn, um, people were perpetuating that about the album in public to me, right? Perhaps I'm having these apprehensions because Chester has such big shoes to fill, right? It's not just the voice. He was so much more than a voice to me and so many others, millions of other people, right? They had to feel that way. Even casual listeners probably felt that way because whenever you feel a connection to a song lyrically and emotionally and spiritually through someone's voice, that's hard. That's a hard thing to like fill when somebody's gone. So like it almost felt like betrayal to me a little bit in my mind, like to start listening to a new lead singer, right? But in reality, I think Chester would want us to move on and to listen to a new lead singer and keep his story and his life alive, because side claims so many people. He claims so many people that are struggling. And I know that he struggled with substance abuse and with depression his whole life. And that really sucks. And it really sucks that he did not see the beauty in living life because I always say that life is always worth living, even if it doesn't feel like it. Because some days it doesn't feel like it. I'm going to be real with you. Some days it does not feel like it. So I also have heard a lot of people say,
Well, they should have just changed the band name.
well, you know what? They didn't have to. And I'm glad that they didn't. And I think whenever this first happened, I even said those very things because I was like, maybe they should have just changed the name because is it a new band? But I don't think that it is because the spirit of Chester's work is still alive. And I think that everybody else just needs to unlearn some sexism and some biased opinions and that goes for me too, because guys, I am learning. I am trying to heal from my mistakes and trying to learn with you and grow. And I really think that people need to give Miss Emily a chance because I think she's an icon, because her vocals are so good. And the rest of the band, guys, they've been through so much. And I'm just so proud of everyone for overcoming like the monstrosities of life because life can get you down. It can be a tough pill to swallow. I'm going to share this with you guys, and I don't know that I should, but it's been something that's been really impactful in my life. And I'm sorry to get all serious. Like every episode isn't like this if you're a new viewer, but one of the most impactful things that my grandmother said before she passed away was, "This old life isn't very fun." And that made me really sad, and I could cry about it right now, but it devastated me because there are times of this life that aren't very fun, right? There's a lot of things we have to do that isn't great. But I'm going to try to live my life in the most fun, influential, like positive way that I can. And I want to spread good things into the world. And I think by keeping the name of Linkin Park, the band members and the whole team behind all the projects and everything coming out are wanting to do the same. It's not just a marketing ploy, because that's what I thought too. I was like, are they just trying to like get sales and whatnot? Which that's a huge part of touring. That's a huge part of like being an artist, the sales. Like, because if you completely relaunch under a new alias, like there will be some hype. There's not going to be like, typically speaking here, like the crazy hype. But like, I think that they really are just trying to keep Chester's image alive and his vision alive partly. And I think that is amazing because even like lyrically, when I listened to this album from Zero, it didn't feel like new artists. You know what I mean? Sometimes like new artists and new collaborators will be on a project and it feels like a whole new piece of work as far as like who the direction is for, like, and what is the direction. And like, I feel like they're not eclectic in that way. They've been trailblazers on a new age rock sound like their whole careers, like the whole band, and they really have perpetuated a lot of what we hear in like the cookie cutter rock that gets put out from people that are just wanting a rock hit. And I'm just really proud of what they've been doing. I'm really excited to see what comes next. And guys, I think we all need to keep the image of our loved ones that we have lost along the way alive in our hearts, in our souls, in our minds. And I'm really glad that I've been strong enough to revisit Linkin Park lately. Yeah, I've been strong enough, guys. And I'm really glad that they decided to relaunch with a new singer. And I'm excited to see what's coming next. So I don't know if that ramble made any sense, but like I have a lot of feelings But guys, I don't know. Sorry to get all sappy, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about that because I feel like sexism and racism and all kinds of like horrible, like systemic things are so prevalent in our society today in America and even worse in a lot of other countries. So I just want people to be aware of those things and try to unlearn them. And I'm trying to, guys. I am trying. I am not perfect. I'm exceptionally perfect. I'm not, okay? I have issues and I'm trying to work through them, but I'm learning and you guys should be too. So whoever thinks that Linkin Park should not have a female lead, well, you might be sexist, okay? I'm just saying it. You might be. Maybe the problem is you. Maybe you're sexist. So I love you guys. And I would just like to say that we are going to end on my Sonic the Hedgehog version of a car. I'm just kidding. It's not Sonic. It's silver. It's silver in a car. Isn't that adorable? Also given to me by my sister that sent me the Linkin Park album. So, hey, Silver, it's me. Gotta go fast. Whee! Thank you guys for watching episode 16 of the Wig Alopecia podcast. My name is Jessie Vesper, and I will catch you guys in the next episode.